I have a crochet group and I'm also in a couple of some other crochet groups too. One question I see most crocheter ask is, how many yarns will I use for this project? Like, they will upload a picture and they will ask, please, how many yarns will be enough to make this project? If I've not done that project before, how am I supposed to know? Am I a witch? I'm not a witch. That's just on a lighter note. Anyways, I'll be sharing 2 tips that will be helpful in determining the amount of yarn you need for a particular project. Hi, my name is Temi of James Crochet, and this is day 11 of my 14-day crochet series where I share helpful tips and relatable gist for crocheters like you. The first tip to note is that you should exhaust one ball. What do I mean by exhaust one ball? After you've decided on the stitch you want to use, the yarn you want to use, and the hook you want to use, get a ball of that yarn that you plan to use and work that stitch using that ball and exhaust the ball. When you are done exhausting the ball, you are going to use the measurement of what you've done to determine the measurement that will be needed for the entire project. What I mean is that, let's assume I'm making a blouse that does not have a sleeve. I'm just making a front panel and a back panel. And when I'm done, I join the shoulders. Using the exhaust one ball technique, I'm going to get a ball and I'll crochet that stitch that I've decided to use. Take for instance, I'm working a granny square. And after using one ball, I've gotten to like half of my front panel already. I will know that by the time I use another ball, I would have my front panel complete. So that means 2 balls for the front panel. If I get another 2 balls, it will work for the back panel. That makes 4 balls for that blouse. If I'm adding sleeves, I will also use the calculation I've done to know the amount of yarn I will need for the sleeves. And after calculating the amount of yarn that I need, I can add like 2 extra balls just to be on the safer side. The second tip will be to guess the amount of yarn that you need. Yes, you guess it or you eyeball it. When you look at the piece and you're like, I think I'm going to need like 10. After you've guessed the amount, you will now add extra. If you're using Yeye regular in the pack is 16. If after guessing you're like, oh, I will need about 10 for this piece, go ahead and buy 1 pack. That extra 6, if you don't use it for that project, you will use it for another one. When it comes to deciding the number of yarn, it is better to be safe than sorry, because that's in the pain. Imagine buying yarn and you are thinking it will reach, and at the end of the day, it does not reach. You now want to go back. Maybe they don't have that color. This thing is even very common to foreign yarn. You will go back. That same shade you're looking for, you won't find it. So why not just buy a lot? It's better to buy a lot. If you don't exhaust all the yarns for that project you are doing, you will exhaust it in another project. But don't get me wrong, Shawa. It's not bad to ask questions. Even in the group chats, you can ask questions. That is what the group or the community is there for. And you might be lucky. Somebody might have actually done that piece you want to do. They can give you an idea or an estimate of what you will need. But it should not be every time. Just take, for instance, you are even creating something new that is just an idea from your head. You just start off with the number of yarns you think would work well for that project. And if it's not enough, you get more. Chances are that the people you are even asking on that group, they are also guessing it. The more you practice in crochet, the more expertise you gain. And before you know, that question would be something you used to ask. If you are guilty of this or you've been guilty of asking that question, how many balls of yarn do I need to make this project? Comments below. Comments. I want to see your comment. If you found this video helpful, please do well to check my other videos. Remember to like, comment, and follow for more crochet goodness like this one. Thank you so much and bye for now.